And our Sunrise Smart Start new this morning. Shortly after 11 last night, Rochester police responding to reports of shots at the 900 block of West Broad Street. Police say they located evidence of gunfire and an occupied residence was hit on Saxton Street. Inside that building was a 63-year-old male who was not injured. Officers are investigating, and anyone with information is asked to call 911. Also happening overnight on North Goodman and Bay Street, officers responding to reports of a motor vehicle accident with a vehicle into a building. Police investigation revealed a black SUV T-boned the red sedan. Police say the sedan ran a red light, causing the collision. The building on Bay Street has minor damage, and the driver of the SUV is uninjured. Police said the driver of the red sedan fled before they arrived, and they are trying to identify that driver. Anyone with info should call 911. Another change in leadership in the Rochester City School District. Superintendent Dr. Leslie Myers-Small is leaving the district. This is according to the Board of Education president, who says a seamless transition is one of their top priorities. Dr. Myers-Small has been serving as the superintendent since May of 2020. Now to an update in the Strong Memorial Hospital incident. The attorney for Lakia Smith discussing how the interaction with Rochester police investigator Charles Lotempio has affected his client. Elliot Shields, Smith's attorney, says a lawsuit against both the city and officer are pending, and they have filed a complaint with the Police Accountability Board. Lotempio was placed on paid suspension by RPD on Monday. That case is among the 111 complaints of police misconduct reported to the Police Accountability Board in the past month. The agency began accepting complaints on June 20th. The PAB released a summary of those reports, the majority of which involved general claims of misconduct. However, about 25 reports were claims about interactions with an officer that resulted in severe injury. 6 are allegations of sexual assault. The PAB, which was created in 2019 to investigate complaints such as these, say if this pace continues, they'll likely get to 500 reports before the new year. They add they'll release a formal report on August 1st. An update now from a triple shooting on North Clinton Ave early yesterday morning. The victims, 19-year-old Richard Collins III, pronounced dead at the scene. 25-year-old Majel Rand died from his injuries in the hospital yesterday, and a 29-year-old was taken to the hospital and is expected to live. Meanwhile, 2 men are in the hospital after being shot on North Clinton Avenue. This happening yesterday afternoon. Police say this happened just after 1. A 30-year-old and 72-year-old were taken to the hospital and are expected to recover. The shooting is currently being investigated by police. Now, with those 2 shootings in the area of North Clinton Ave, we're told some places are having second thoughts of conducting business in the area due to safety concerns. Albert Algarin is the president of the North Clinton Ave Business Association, and he says the ongoing violence in the neighborhood isn't easing up, and it is a problem he says needs to be addressed. President Biden laying out new executive actions on climate change, declaring it an existential threat, though he stopped short of declaring it a national emergency. The president warning if the Congress won't act, he will. Facing another roadblock after Senator Joe Manchin said he could not support climate provisions in the Democratic spending package due to concerns of costs and inflation. Biden said for the first time states will be able to use federal funds to help battle the heat for citizens. Some good news there, James, of course. We are definitely feeling those high temps too locally. Yeah, certainly. Numbers across really the world, right? We had the headlines in Europe, Texas, the South feeling those record numbers as well. The 92 yesterday didn't come close, actually, to the record of 99 in Rochester. If we're doing any traveling, destination New York for today, best chance for rain is going to be on the eastern half of the state, and those folks do still get to 90. Mohawk Valley, Capital Region, Hudson Valley. For us, we'll just go mid-80s this afternoon, but I do think we get back to 90 degrees by the weekend. We'll take a look at the 8-day forecast at the end of the show. Allie. All right, James, thank you. No accidents out there right now. 390, 490, 590 are clear. So roads looking pretty good if you're headed out the door. Monkeypox vaccine clinics coming to Monroe County next week. The Department of Health officials say they expect the first 600 doses of the vaccine to arrive later this week, with hopes of administering the vaccine as early as next Monday, July 25th. More information and eligibility requirements are available on our website, rochesterfirst.com. Now to an update on another story we've been following. The ex-husband of Carrie Hine, the Greece woman who's been missing for nearly 2 weeks now, offering a statement. Paul Kaminsky lives in Buffalo, near where Carrie was last seen. Kaminsky saying today, quote, "Carrie is a very loving person who always put her kids first. Her children and family appreciates all the help from her and co-workers, and we ask to keep watch for her." Event organizers saying the Reawaken America tour has been relocated to Cornerstone Church in Batavia. The political tour, filled with supporters of former President Trump, was originally going to be held at the Main Street Armory in Rochester. The Armory's owner canceling the event earlier this week amid an outcry from the community. AAA gathering to raise awareness for the Slow Down Move Over law. The law states drivers must slow down and move onto the side of the road if safe for emergency vehicles. They also honored Marty Taylor, a AAA roadside assistant who was killed when a driver failed to comply with the Slow Down Move Over law. They say teen drivers are more likely to drive distracted, making them a higher risk. A new bill aims to improve access to care for veterans exposed to dangerous toxins in the line of duty. The Honoring Our Promises to Address Comprehensive Toxins Act, or the PACT Act, passed the Senate and House earlier this month. Congressman Joe Morelli voted for the bill, saying about 3.5 million veterans exposed to burn pits in the Middle East or Agent Orange in Vietnam have developed illnesses and are waiting for coverage from the VA. Switching gears now, some local youth are staying cool this week with a technology camp. Think 3D printing, virtual reality, and coding. Erica DeCoste joins us live this morning with more on that organization. Erica.
Good morning. The organization Boundless Connections runs programs in Sibley Square for children and teens ages 13 to 17, and also a beginner program for ages 11 to 12. All in the field of technology. They say there's so many opportunities for the next generation in this realm. They've been around for 12 years and in this space at Sibley Square for 2 years. It started with a few people who wanted to combine their interests with technology and invite others to do the same. Why? They say the world is changing and people of all ages can learn a skill set in the field of technology, especially the younger generation. That's why they offer programs and summer camp for children to come out on a hot day like yesterday and stay cool inside while learning essential skills and making friends. Yesterday we visited the camp while the kids were learning a bit about coding, binary thinking, and microbits.
Honestly, this generation, they grow up with tech. So what we say is, like, how do we get out of the way and just provide the resources in the center and guide them? So if they have an idea, where do we take it to the next step?
Tech is like fitness. You need to stay on top of it and do it all the time. So instead of having one-offs, it's a kind of whatever you need, we'll find it and we'll help you find it.
Now, camp runs all week this week. They have another session in August and a showcase for the public at the end of the summer. In Rochester, Erica DeCoste, News 8.
Thank you so much, Erica. The camp, $15 for kids, but there are day passes and scholarships available. Here's what some people might be talking about at the water cooler this morning. Zoox, a self-driving technology firm owned by Amazon, saying Tuesday it was ready to launch its Robo Taxi business. Their vehicle, called VH6, has room for 4 passengers, with 2 of those passengers facing each other. The vehicle, manufactured in California, is fully automated with no steering wheels and no pedals.
A couple seconds.
So you're pretty much just getting driven around. Pretty cool there. The world of technology, James.
How do you feel about self-driving cars?
I personally like them. I have family members with Teslas, so I love the Teslas. But I know that there's been some issues with them, but they're cool if we can get it right.
I think we'll get there. I think we should just work on making them all electric before we just jump to self-driving.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
One step at a time here. But anyways, maybe we're driving to the Fireman's Carnival in East Rochester the next couple of days. You've got a good stretch I do have some isolated storms for you today, but isolated the key word, and then hot and humid. Check out Saturday. We've got low 90s for you. Maybe even with that humidity, could feel even warmer. 8-day forecast. It's a nice summer stretch. No brutal heat, although maybe just a little bit uncomfortable by the weekend. Sunday, some storms going to mix in there as well. Maybe a good weekend to check out Seabreeze, the water park there, or Mother Nature's water park. The Finger Lakes could be a good option for you over the next couple of days.
Lots to do, James. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise. Our next update coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings up next.